Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are checking out this Jeskai Fires deck that Martin Yuza is playing in the MPL Throne Split. I'm on the lookout for a deck for Fandom Legends. I'm very much on the fence. There's a number of decks I like, but nothing I love. So this will be today me playing this deck, Jeskai Fires, for the first time. Let's go over some of the cards in the deck. I'm not Martin Yuza. He has a wonderful YouTube and Twitch that you should check out yourself, and follow him on Twitter. That's Yuza, J-U-Z-A, Magic the Gathering Hall of Famer, fantastic player. I battled him in fandom last week. So let's look this over. We've got early plays like Bone Crusher Giant to kill early aggression and play a big monster, as well as pick at Planeswalkers and things like that. 3 copies of Aether Gust. So this card is interesting. Normally a sideboard card. Here in the main deck, it is, I believe, a nod to the fact that green is the most dominant color in Magic at the moment, and it's not very close. Green seems to be everywhere. The food package, the Oko, they just seem to have pushed it all right over the edge. And because of that, I think we're seeing Aether Gust here in the main deck. At worst, Aether Gust can do fun things like reset your Bone Crusher Giant, reset your Fires of Invention if you want to play multiple spells, and reset your Cavalier of Flame. So that's kind of interesting and might be decent, but for the most part, I think that what we're trying to do is slow those green mages down so we don't get run out of the building. Deafening Clarion is, of course, to slow down other decks and not get run out of the building, and Teferi plays a similar role while also keeping control decks from interfering with us. Drawn from Dreams and Fires of Invention. I expect the deck to play very differently with a Fires of Invention on turn 4 than any other way, but then we get into Cavalier time. So Fires of Invention was originally tried in Jeskai Super Friends lists, is where I saw it very often. I wrote about that a little bit, and the Cavaliers just kind of come down with so much more impact, and they get you dead so much faster. The ability of Cavalier of Flame to use the 2-mana ability to give all creatures you control +1/+0 and haste lets everything attack quickly and right away. It also lets you wheel the hand, discarding cards you don't need anymore and drawing fresh cards to try to throw it all together. 1 Niv Mizzet. I am not sure where and when Niv Mizzet will do its thing. Let's pay attention to that as we play the games. 4 Castle Vantress. Needing something else to do with your mana when you have a Fires is important, and Castle Vantress lets you scry and set up more amazing future draws if your opponent's trying to hang with your Fires of Invention Cavalier nonsense. I'm really curious how this deck does. We also have this awesome Fabled Passage down here, which plays well with Cavalier of Gales, so we can put back cards like Aether Gust that we don't want in specific matchups, and then shuffle them away with the Fabled Passage when they're not effective. So yeah, what is this deck going to do? Can I play this deck well? I've never played it before. You're going to see me play it from the very start. I would expect you to see me make mistakes as I'm learning more about the deck. Leaving me comments telling me I'm the worst player of all time is a douchey thing to do. Leaving me comments telling me what I could have done differently and why it's better can be helpful if it doesn't come off as, by the way, you're also the worst player of all time. So mind your manners. I'm human. I want to read my comments and feel nice. I want to feel accomplished when I put the work in. Or, you know, just put why no Ashiok for those of you who watch my Twitch streams and like to meme. Anyway, let's go play some games and see what happens with this crazy Jeskai Fire build from Martin Yuza. Okay, 4 lands. We'll keep it. Find ourselves a Fires and be happy. Turn 1, Temple of Epiphany to the bottom. Turn 1, Temple of Triumph. You scry, I scry. I'll keep on top. Do you think that it's the same mirror match, and since our opponent went first, we lose? Let's find out. All the action here on the CGB show. Where going second is the worst thing that happens every day of my life. Teferi, huh? That's plus. We don't need the card right this minute. Our opponent hits tapped land. We have untapped land. I'm going to save the passage because it's a good shuffle with the Cavalier of Gales. So I can play another one of you because I have an island. I can play Fires of Invention because it's sweet. And we can Drawn for Dreams for 0 and set up next turn's absolute nonsense. So more dreams and a cav I think is perfect. And plus, and go.
I've got it.
Do ya? You got it? You got it, brother? Yeah, the opponent's in trouble. They've got fires. What can they do with it? You see how that tap land just got him? Just got him on that crucial turn. And they've got a Cavalier. That will draw 3 and put 2 back. And now it's my turn. Let's put out the Fabled Passage. It lets us do a trick where we can shuffle away the cards we put back with the Cavalier of Gales if we wish. I guess we do this Cavalier first to get the draw 3, then the Cavalier of Flame, because we want as many lands as possible. Yep. So this puts back a blue or red permanent, so it can be very effective. This is not very effective, and we want to discard these lands to draw more cards. So whatever we put back, we're going to draw. So I guess I want to put back the cards I want. So you two I'll put back. Done. Then we 0 the Cavalier of Flame. Give up everything but the Aether Gust, I'm guessing? And even that might be, like, super good, so let's do this. Submit. Alright. Sacrifice our passage to get a second red source. Pump. Pump again. That's hitting for 15. Bounce the Cavalier Gales back to our opponent's hand. Draw a card. Schmork. And see if the opponent can kill me. Well, Agent Blue, master of the Fipplethib, but naked without sleeves. What have you got? Make it spicy. Yep. I believe I'd do the same. Gust fires to Fairy. Sure. I still don't know. Main deck Aether Gust. I want to see it. I want to see what it do. Land. We just need land, right? Gotta be greedy. Can't be that greedy. We doing red things? Alright, well, Aether Gust has something to say about that. But not this turn. So this enters tapped unless I have an island. So if this fetches an island, I have 2 red and 3 blue, so that's fine. So I can play this. But if I want to play Teferi next turn, maybe I'm supposed to shock for this. That way, if I shock for this, I have this available this turn, this available the next turn. Then I play this. Ooh, I hate shocking against red. I really do. All right. I'll see if that costs me. Mana bases are hard, people. Do I gust ya? Yeah. Yeah. Mana rat, sure. What else you got? That's it? Alright. Well, we'll gust some things. And then we'll play Teferi and gust something else. Of course, I don't have the island yet. The Fabled Passage, maybe, yeah, it doesn't get me the untapped land till turn 4. Brutal. Alright. Teferi next turn. Teferi next turn, and then Cav. I guess I should have held the Gust. I should have held the Gust. Because this turn, if the opponent pumps the Banneret, or I could have done something to that on the stack, yeah. I'm a sorry excuse for a mage. Fires. Teferi. Hey, the 0. Do we plus? I feel like I need the card no matter what. I don't think the opponent will kill it. They'll want to go face. Even just bouncing this goblin, though, taxes their mana a little. Okay. Okay. Alright, you're telling me there's a chance. Not much of one.
Hey, these little guys are great.
Take 6. We saw last turn, I can deal like 15 with this combo. I can't deal 20. I'll start here, then here. Do I want some different draws? There's nothing I can really do after this anyway, so a different draw won't help me, so it doesn't matter.
Trust me, I have a plan.
So I can kill the Chandra and have a blocker back for something haste. It probably doesn't matter because this can become unblockable, and if the opponent has a skewer, I die, but we'll send this Cav, I suppose. Maybe I'm just supposed to attack with both. No, if I get to untap next turn, I should be able to win anyway. Like, even without attacking face this turn, because I get to add another Cavalier to the board. Alright, do you got it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, too easy. Darn you, red decks. I hate you. I misplayed that, though. That's on me. That's on me. I gotta get better with my Aether Gusting and my mana base. Well, we've got the mana to do fires and we've got Teferi, so I think we keep this. It'd be nice to see, like, the Clarions and some early stuff show up, because we might get run over. But I think you just don't... you just can't play that game with this deck. You just... This is what I do, this is where I'm hoping to go. Another passage. Green white, but it's a gate, so I don't think this is good against gates, so away it goes. Yep, on the play with a growth spiral. And the gates keep coming and they don't stop coming. I guess well, I play this tapped, right? And then I have untapped land the rest of the way. I like to save the passages because sometimes you'll want to shuffle away what you want to put back with the Cavalier of Gales. Call it getting the perfect brainstorm sometimes. Yep.
I've got time.
I can do that too.
I know my
Let's play Hearthstone. Nobody plays instants.
I got this.
Alright, the tap lands are still here.
This might be a bad idea.
And once upon a time, Hardcast, for in the main phase, because of my Teferi, finds the Field of the Dead. It's definitely fire time. Just trying to decide if I also want to gust something. Do I just take this draw step? I don't see anything worth bouncing right now, and I could hit something really good to go with my fires. But what would go with it? There isn't much for 4. Well, there's Drawn from Dreams. Let's be aggressive.
That's more like it.
Didn't work out, but no regrets. Bone Crusher Giant would have been decent too, I suppose. And we can gust the Teferi because what else are we doing? Target spell or permanent that's red or green, not blue or white. The hell is the matter with me? Alright, your turn. Oh, I should have just played second fires. Now the opponent can bounce my fires and take away another spell. I'm really bad at this deck.
I'll protect you.
Like, I am not good at my deck yet. Fortunately, as the time to learn. Alright. We'll shuffle away some of these Aether Gusts since I don't think they're going to help me here. Alright, draw 3. Wow, that's a lot of Cavalier of Gales. Like, a lot of them. We'll go ahead and put back you and you. I said I was going to shuffle away the Aether Gust. I've got way too many land there. Like, way too many. So, I want another red. Just in case we ever have to hard cast a Cavalier.
I've got time.
Realmcloak Giant blows up 1 creature. Alright. Goes back in the deck, scry 2. Don't need Clarion, don't need land. If we untap with the fires, we can upkeep scry. No, we can't. We need another blue. We need another blue to make that happen. Take out the zombie. Nah, just cav it up, right? Super cav. So let's play the other blue before I frickin' forget. Nah, we can take the draws first. Surely I won't mess up more. Put more land away, I suppose. Just not really much of a use for them. We could bounce our own Fires of Invention to have Aether Gust open. The problem with that is I don't think it interacts really with anything the opponent might do. Let's go ahead and plus our Teferi. Play our blue source. We still don't have an island, so we still can't scry, but we can do it on our next upkeep. Opponent found another giant. Are we gianting again? Nope, they tapped wrong. Never mind, they've got the plaza. It doesn't matter. I won't need to scry 2 on my upkeep anyway, because we're about to go scry crazy. Well, I guess it's possible I just don't find anything. I found something. I found it. I found it, you guys. We're good. Oh, we shuffled again. Oh, that's a burn. That's a burn. You gonna bounce my fires? All right. So in that case, the upkeep scry is a terrible idea since we wouldn't be able to replay our fires. Look at this. Hello, who dat? Cavalier of Flame. Do I want to pitch this whole freaking hand? The gusts aren't doing it. Those can go to me. The opponent doesn't have good interaction for fires. They might have a planar cleansing, which is like the only thing I can think of. I might want 1 Deafening Clarion to deal with a bunch of zombies. So, there you go. Hello. Now we got a grip. You're getting hasty, of course. Go ahead and scry. Yep. That'll do. Slam yo face. Or, I mean, Teferi doesn't do much to me. Let's just get the damage humming. While there's an opening, too, because one of the problems is these zombies. But next turn, double Cavalier should help us get there. Don't think the opponent can make me shuffle right now, because I don't have a Cavalier in play. It's tempting to bounce this so I can play it with the Cav next turn, so that nothing bad can happen to it. But I guess I have 2 lands in the graveyard. The opponent would take damage. We'll just pass it over.
Making this up as I go.
All right, what can you do?
This might be a bad idea.
What can you do? Says go, that's game. So, yeah, here is a Cavalier of Gales. One, two. Here's a Cavalier of Gales. One, two. Let's pump. Give him haste. Give him haste. And another bonus. And give him haste and another bonus. 8 plus 8, 16. The opponent can scry with their castle. That's what's holding priority. Yeah. How you doing? And as Teferi would say, that's how it was meant to happen. I believe this is a mono red rematch, and if it is, this hand is gas. If it's not, I'll be sad, but there we go. Why am I on the draw again, though? Can we not? Can we just not? Alright. Scry it up. Only in dreams. I'll have to draw another blue. I actually think this is pretty slow against red. Some of you might find this crazy, but I'm putting it to the bottom. It's Cavalcade, oh my gods! Alright, we'll defend our life total with our Bone Crusher Giant. See if the opponent commits to something first. Stomp. Roo-rah-rah-rah. Spitfire. That has to die. Fortunately, I have the means. I have to take 2, though. Could create regrets. I always hit both sides just to make sure I don't miss and only hit the wrong side. We need another blue for the Cavalier. This is gonna get messy. Pew, pew. Again, huh? So right there I had a choice. I could have played this and hoped to top deck another blue, or I could have played this to have more mana available the next turn without pain. And I chose to risk that I wouldn't top deck. I chose to play like I wasn't going to top deck the untapped blue, but I did. Oopsie daisy. Let's get Bone Crusher out here. Look at Bone Crusher working against mono red. What nonsense. Ow, I'll take it. Congrats on your risk factor. And you're shocking my face, all right? Opponent's gonna try to close me out with some burn. Risk factor and Cavalcade. I thought it was already really heavy on 3 drops between Chandra and Spitfire, potentially Legion Warboss, but still got the risk factor. Sure.
A bunch of new friends. Say hi to my fiery friends.
Alright, casted Chandra in for 3 damage like a burn spell. Ooh, Kava Flame. So I need another turn to use Deafening Clarion with Lifelink, which can most certainly put the game away. But in the meantime, I have to take this hit from the risk factor. So there's like 2 ways to play it. I could play it very conservative and gain Lifelink and gain 4 life now. Or I could play it aggressive. Take the damage from the risk factor next turn, which is most of their turn, so I don't think they can kill me. And then I use Deafening Clarion with Cavalier, and I should blow this thing up. Yeah, I think I'm going the Cavalier route. I'm going aggressive. Play my control decks aggro style. Because it takes so much of their mana to use the risk factor. They would have to have exactly risk factor and skewer the critics. And they could have it. We'll play this because it gains the most life off of the Clarion. We'll discard the Niv because we can't cast it, and it's probably not going to matter much. So, what do you got? Or will we get our revenge? I could just let the opponent draw. Let me see with this card. Claim the Firstborn. Gain control of a creature with mana cost 3 or less until end of turn. Whoa. Could have done that with the Bone Crusher Giant. What if I just let them draw? Let you have your cards. I think I like that even better. We're gonna gain like 11 some life and kill whatever. Okay. There you go, Dodgy Boy. How much damage is that? 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 5, 18. So close. Not quite lethal, though. Let's go with Lifelink. And only Lifelink. Thought about holding it because of Cavalier of Gales, but I think having it on the battlefield could matter still. Now let's see if the opponent can deal me 6 frickin' teen. Has they the skills for it? They keep on looking at that Bone Crusher Giant. They must... Okay, they've got one of their own? What is happening here? Okay, they're killing the Bone Crusher Giant and going to 4. And playing their Bone Crusher. Okay. Let's go ahead and upkeep Scry. Those can go to the bottom easily. Draw. But we've got it with the Cavalier and haste. Everything here is fine. Once they see this, they might scoop before I have to resolve the triggers. Or not. Haste. Hiya. Riding the Cavaliers to victory. It's a Song of Ice and Fire. It should totally be the name of this deck. We've got the red Cavalier and the blue Cavalier. So I think I just keep hands with lots of land. I think that's the way you play the deck. We can bottom them from here using our Scry lands. Cavalier of Flame, if we draw more, can shuffle them. So we'll see what happens. Opponent with Temple of Silence, usually a sign that they're going to be playing the Esper deck, which is not good for this card. Though the card is kind of designed to save our creatures if something were to happen to them. And yeah, turn 2 egg. Alright. The fairies.
I am not going to.
Oath of Kaya is definitely something to be afraid of. And we'll see if the opponent just fires one off here. Teferi versus Teferi. Bounce your own egg.
I've got you.
Yeah, it's cute, but you overdrew your hand. Now you have to discard, so it's neutral on cards. Watch out for that, team. Discards a Kaya's Wrath. Maybe that's something you're gonna want someday. Maybe not. Let's protect Teferi a bit.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Maybe I should have drawn the card because the opponent can now play Doom Foretold, but if they do, they lose their own Teferi, so I don't know. Let's get another red source. Say go.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
And what is it going to be? More eggs? Gross. Well, they can only take one Cav or the other, and they can take the Niv. Okay, Niv it is. Bins the land, so if they have mana problems, that's on them now. I can still play above and around Oath of Kaya as well as keep a Cavalier on the board potentially, so let's go. You two can go. Oh, I should have played. No, I had to play a third red source. I had to play a third red source. I didn't have a choice. I didn't make a mistake. Shut up. Shut up, internet.
Here we go.
Yep, here comes the Doom. So, I could give up my Cavalier of Flame and the opponent takes, what? 2? What's your Teferi on? 3. I can bounce the Doom Foretold, which then the opponent has to play it again, and I can play another Cavalier Flame. Alright. The thing about bouncing the Doom Foretold is it is a pretty expensive outlying of resources. It takes their whole turn to recast. So we do this first to see if we draw another land for the Cavalier, and we do. Put those in the yard. Did I not click both? Why does this game do this to me? Did I not click both? All right, let's go again. If the opponent spends their turn playing Doom Foretold this time, we sacrifice our Teferi, we play Cavalier, we give haste, we smork. Fabled Passage. Hear the dripping water. Let's see what you can do with 6 mana. A Guild Globe. All right, let it be Doom Foretold. Let it be Doom Foretold. Yes, perfect. So this time, sacrifice Teferi. Sorry, buddy. What? No parting voice line? I'm disappointed. All right, pay 2 life. This leaves a red open. Put those on top, I guess. Or they can't be thought erasured. We still have a Bone Crusher Giant, but pumps. That's at 13. Not quite dead. But if the Cavalier Flame dies, opponent is very dead. How many lands down here? Well, just 3. This egg could be a problem. But we also have the Bone Crusher Giant for 2. I don't know, this could turn out close. I thought I had lethal. I was 1 off. This could turn close. If they have Oath of Kaya, other means to gain life. Yep. Yep. Okay. Won't be... So with this trigger on the stack, I can't do anything because of Teferi. Wait, Teferi is going to die. Teferi is going to die from the trigger from the Cavalier Flame. Let's grab there. So that does mean with this trigger on the stack, I can kill my opponent before they gain the life. Even if they didn't, I have a Bone Crusher Giant. So they tried to win. They tried to stay alive, an impressive effort. But Stomp comes through. I hope you enjoyed this video with the new Jeskai Fires deck. I'm not sure quite how I feel about it. It feels so powerful when you hit your land drops, and it feels so strange when you don't. When you have Fires on turn 4, it's amazing. When you don't, it's kind of an awkward mid-range deck. So I'm going to do a little bit more playing with it before I decide if it's going to be the deck going to fandom. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.